I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is, you gotta feel it to heal it. This is a therapy saying you gotta feel it to heal it. So what's this all about? I first heard this phrase when I was working in the context of addiction. Drugs and alcohol are emotional numbing agents. Avoiding unpleasant emotions is one of the primary reasons people use substances of all kinds. The issue is not that drugs and alcohol don't work in this respect, but rather that they kind of work too well. It's almost like the introduction of the substance freezes a person's emotional maturation at a given point in time. The person will continue to mature biologically, chronologically, but they're emotionally frozen at the point in life when the drug or alcohol was initially or heavily used. Anyone who has had a relationship with an alcohol or drug addict will attest to this. They may be dealing with somebody who's 40, 50, 60 years old, but who has the emotional maturity of an 8 or 12-year-old, which is when they started using or drinking. So what happens when addicts make the decision to abstain from their drug of choice? Well, it's not like they haven't had emotional experiences over the last several years or the last several decades. They just haven't processed them. The drug or alcohol has allowed them to avoid dealing with that dimension of life in all but a superficial manner. These emotions are like frozen somewhere beneath the threshold of awareness for quite some time. Abstaining from the drug of choice causes the emotions to begin to thaw. And this can be a really uncomfortable time for recovering addicts to pass through, as they suddenly begin to experience extremely intense, apparently spontaneous emotions. These emotions were triggered by events that happened a long time ago in a place far away, but they haven't yet been appropriately processed. And since these emotions don't seem to square with what's going on in the here and now, this can be a crazy-making experience. These folks feel like they're on an emotional roller coaster, and they don't really understand where the hits are coming from, and the hits are coming hard and fast. What I tell folks who are passing through this moment to consider is that the feeling is the experience of the emotion leaving the body. It's not entirely scientific, but it does seem to have some psychological truth to it. You experience feelings as emotions leave. And when you're done feeling, you find that the emotion is gone. So this feeling is actually an essential step in the recovery process. It's the experience of those long frozen emotions leaving the body. And this can be a useful image for addicts or for any folks passing through an emotionally difficult moment. With every feeling you experience, you're potentially reducing the emotional debt that you have yet to pass through. And there's really no other way to pay this outstanding balance. You've got to feel it to heal it. What do you think? Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and see the About tab for more information on donations and consultations. Thanks for listening.